Hey guys, this is Moogler here, and I'm back again with another video. And I just want to let you guys know that I've returned back to Street Fighter V. And yeah, I still suck at the game. Now, I know a lot of you guys aren't really that surprised about that. It's because I did name a series called The Noob Chronicles, starring me, Mugen Lord, playing Street Fighter V and trying to work my way up from noob status and trying to get out of the whole bronze rank and hopefully hit silver. And after a couple months, I finally reached silver rank, and I know it's sad and pathetic, but I don't know what it is about Street Fighter. When it comes to other fighting games, once I get a grasp of a fighting game, I'm actually able to do pretty well, but it's something about Street Fighter to where no matter how much like practice that I really put in, it's like when it's time to put what I learned into practice, I really don't fare well, like really do well at all at it. It seemed like everything I learned just goes right out the window, and I just go into autopilot mode, or I just start dropping combos and everything. It's something about Street Fighter that does it. But I love the whole Street Fighter franchise. I've been playing it since Street Fighter 2 on the SNES, and I've been following the series ever since. Now, I wasn't really heavily into Street Fighter during that time, but I began to like grow a love for the series altogether. And I also I really wanted to thank Mugen for that as well, because if it wasn't for Mugen, that really got me into 2D fighters altogether, like really play 2D fighters, because I played them when I was younger, but I was like very, I mean, deep on the casual side of fighting games. And now I'm trying to actually really learn fighting games and try to get better and at least be competent. I don't expect myself to be pro level, but at least competent to make, you know, matches entertaining, you know, for my viewers on YouTube, to post up for you guys to really enjoy and stuff. But it seemed like it's just not working for me when it comes to Street Fighter V for some reason. I just do not know why. Now, I did step away from the game for quite a bit, and I did buy the Seasons 3 pass, and I'm learning, please do not buy season passes if you do not intend on investing a lot of time into the game, because after a while it becomes a waste of your money and stuff like that. But I did buy the Season 3 pass, and because I had in my head that I'm going to be playing Street Fighter V for a pretty long time, like consistently, but that just didn't happen that way. I stepped away from the game because we're in a year, or we're in a generation of gaming right now where it's pretty much a good time to be a gamer, because all of these games that's available and games that's being released back to back, so you just can't keep up with all of them, especially when it comes to fighting games, man. We got the BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, which I still haven't picked up. We have Soul Calibur 6. We got the announced Dead or Alive 6 that's coming out. We have, of course, Injustice 2, Tekken 7. Yeah, of course, Street Fighter 5. But we have so many fighting games, and it's just hard to keep up with them. And then I end up putting down this game and to try other fighting games and just other games in general. So the last time I actually did play Street Fighter V Arcade Edition was when Falk was released. And when Falk was released, it really got me back into it, because everybody in the community was talking about it on Twitter. My friends wanted to test out the character, was really super excited for the character and curious of how she's going to play, because she had a staff. So, you know, you don't really have that many staff users besides Rolento, if you want to call that staff. It's more like a pole than anything. But you don't really like have a lot of weapon-based, weapon-wielding characters in the Street Fighter game. So this is pretty much a perfect time, and everybody's excited to see how she play. So I downloaded her, gave her a try, and I wasn't really feeling her, because her inputs and her playstyle is similar to how Ed plays, that piano or whatever type of playstyle that you want to call it, where they don't really have any quarter circle motion inputs for their specials. Most of it is like pressing the button in a sequence or holding the button down then letting it go, and I just don't like that style at all. I really don't. I'm already to the point where I'm not really that good at the game, and then trying to pick up a character like that, I really can't like grasp it or get an understanding of that play style and that method of play. So, but yeah, I left it alone, but then I finally came back, because the main reason why I got Street Fighter V, I waited for a bit, despite some of the controversy that was surrounding the game when it first launched. I was really waiting to see and hoping to see that my girl Jory makes it in Street Fighter V. That's another reason why I haven't bought the game. But after that season after season 1 was released and we was heading into season 2, that's what made me decide to say, hey, you know what? It's time to grab Street Fighter V. And I think I jumped into Street Fighter V once Menat was revealed, I believe. That's what made me grab Street Fighter V. And once I bought it, you know, of course, I'll do my trademark, take a picture of me with the game case and everything. And I invested in the arcade stick for Street Fighter V, and dive right into it. And then another character I was really looking forward to was Sagat, and I was hoping that Sagat made it into the game. So once they revealed in season 3 that Sagat was going to be in, I was a sucker. I said, yo, give me the whole season pass. I'm doing this. So now that Sagat is out and I finally got around to actually catching up, I finally installed the new updates to get the new features and the patches and everything, and I decided to step into the lab just to see how the character functions, see how Sagat works. And I'm gonna say, man, I'm just noticing Sagat is a pretty huge guy. That's a huge brother right there. Like, he's really towering most of the characters besides Abigail. Abigail is pretty much the tallest or the hugest character in the game, but Sagat is not that far from him. He towers pretty tall, and I've never really noticed that until just now. Even in the cutscene of the opening Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, you know, I look at him standing beside Ryu, and you know, I haven't really paid it no mind. But looking at the game in like the game itself, and I was in training mode, and I'm looking like, yo, this cat is just huge. So as I was saying, I wanted to get a chance to see how the character works, and I decided to, hey, let's go to trial mode and see some of the combos that he have and everything. And you know, like I said, I don't really know the lingo. I don't really know how to describe certain things when it comes to fighting games and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? All right, I learned enough, or I think I learned enough. Let's just go into training mode. Let's go into like the online mode, because me, I'm a type of learner. When I learn with fighting games, I have to get that human to human experience, because for me, I can go in training mode and learn all the combos all I want. I could put the CPU on, and I can do all these other things. And for some reason, when I go online, everything that I learned, or all that training that I did, goes out the window once I fight a human player, because they don't react how the computer react. And like I said, it's different when the target is sitting still. So you need that practice when the target is moving. So when I went online to play, and I must say, man, I was getting bodied. I was getting completely destroyed. And for some reason, when I played online today, there's a lot of Guile players, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, Guile is the worst character for me to face off against. I mean, he's the turtlest, campiest character that you could ever play. I'm like, this one guy is playing online, and it's like I couldn't break his defense. Now, I know you're saying like, Mugen Lord, oh God, you just a scrub and everything like that. Like, you gotta get good. Like, you can take on Guile. It's just that wall of defense that Guile players put up. They block the Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. If you try to jump, he'll do the flash kick, or he'll do his special art Sonic Boom thing, where the Sonic Boom stays in front of him or whatever like that. So it creates another wall, and it was just ridiculous. So then I had to play the fireball spam with Guile. I'm shooting tiger shot at the tiger shot at the tiger shot, hoping that I can break through his defense. And the other issue that I'm having with Street Fighter, when I play Street Fighter games, I think my biggest weakness is jump ins. And I noticed, like, once I get into a particular range with certain people, against certain players online, they just jump in. Now, I know that there's anti-airs that they can stop these things, but it's at times where the jump ins is at range where my characters start up forward to do some of the anti-airs, or try to stop them from jumping in on me, just not fast enough to be able to counteract it. And a lot of people abuse that when they fight me. They'll just jump, they'll do a cross up, jump, cross up, jump, cross up and stuff, and I think it gets me kind of frustrated and gets kind of annoying to me. But yeah, you know, overall, Sagat, I definitely need more practice with him. And from what I've heard about from a lot of players, is that when it comes to Street Fighter V is not really very friendly to zoners, especially like people are discussing what Capcom had pretty much did to Ryu. And Sagat is pretty much, I wouldn't say in the same boat as Ryu, but he still needs some tweaks in order for him to be actually competent against the rest of the top tier characters that's in the game and stuff. So I can definitely see where they're coming from with that. So then I went back to my girl Juri. I wanted to test out my girl Juri because I haven't played her in a while, and I went back to her, and I had to go back into training mode just to get the feel and get my muscle memory back. But back to Juri. Now I want to go back in the lab with Juri to see how Juri plays and everything, get familiar, get the muscle memory back and stuff. And then I hopped in online, and the first player I did play, opponent I did play, was an Akuma player, and the stage that we went to was the dojo. Now the thing that boggles my mind is that I know that the dojo features added to Street Fighter V with the update and everything, but for some reason I couldn't access the dojo for some reason. I went to the character select and training mode, and then I went to the stage select and went to try to select the dojo. It said it's currently unavailable. So in the comment section below, because I haven't really had time to really like sit down and try to figure it out, Can somebody tell me why I can't access the dojo and why it's currently unavailable to me? Or is it a purchase, or is it a free update? I don't understand why I couldn't access it, but I was in this person's dojo and got a chance to play and everything like that. And I must say that, man, I definitely need to go back to the drawing board, because everything that I remember about Juri, I completely forgot, and I need more time to figure it out. But fighting this Akuma player, man, like, I was just getting destroyed just left and right, and I just couldn't even touch him in most cases or whatever like that. I couldn't even put a scratch on him. But then things started coming back. I started to remember some of my setups and everything like that, and I really started getting back to enjoying myself. But overall, I'm really starting to understand. I just started to think that Street Fighter, I wouldn't say Street Fighter 5 or just Street Fighter in general, isn't for me. I just know, compared to a lot of other fighting games or games that I've tried to play a bit competently in, that Street Fighter 5 is the fighting game that I really need to spend more time into actually playing and actually getting to know, which means I have to really sit down for hours trying to, like, actually learn and dissect and break the character down and knowing the character's strengths and weaknesses, because Street Fighter, I just can't jump in and actually learn, because even online it gets frustrating. Like when I play games like Soul Calibur or whatever, when I lose, I lost or whatever like that, and I don't get frustrated or whatever like that. I enjoy myself or whatever. But when it comes to Street Fighter 5, man, that's salt. Like, that's salt. Like, the salt levels, like, in my blood just boils. It just goes up, and it just increases and increases and stuff. And then the experience it's not fun anymore for me in Street Fighter 5. So I don't know, man. Like, I really need to put the time and I need to put the practice in. I know that's what I need to do, but it's just like my life is just so busy with other things, and then other games come in, and it's like I can't sit down and just play Street Fighter 5 for long periods of time or whatever. But I definitely need to get back on the stream to be able to play with you guys to get better at the game. So that's pretty much it for, my thoughts or what I'm experiencing right now with Street Fighter 5, because if you can't tell, I'm really salty right now, and I'm really salty, and I need to really get good at this game, or somewhat competent at this game, because it's not fun getting destroyed or getting bodied constantly back to back. Like, I don't want to be a low tier guy where I just rage and everything, after just making faults on my end or whatever like that. So I definitely need to get better at the game. But that's about it. I want to know, like, what do you think about Street Fighter 5, in this current state right now? We know Capcom is finally going to release an arcade version in the arcades in Japan and other countries overseas and stuff. And, tell me your experience that you have with Street Fighter 5 and trying to get better. If you have any tips that you can give me, because for Juri, because I'm a Juri player and a Sagat player, if you got any tips, make sure you leave that in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to try to get better at the game. I really want to at least become competent at the game. So that's about it, man, and I definitely really need to hit that lab. So I'll see you guys later. Make sure you hit the like button if you like this video. If you dislike the video, you can hit dislike. But like I said before, it really helps me. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm to let people know that, hey, you guys are interactive and involved, and maybe suggest my video and other videos that people may have interest in. So this is Mugen Lord. I'm signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. Come on, are you serious? Well, guess I gotta hit the lab again.
Oh no, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again. Back to the lab.